And we are live.
Acting foolish, overdressed, confusing the crowd. You won't see me at this bar again. Happy hour, habits, lost my feet on the ground. Whiskey 7 on my cardigan. Last night, ain't in my clean slate.
Coming to you live from the great state of Wisconsin is the Overdue Sports Team. I am your host, Will Massa. To my right, as always, Jake Sawinski. How we doing, buddy?
Good. Tuesday. We're in Wisconsin and it's snowing. It's snowing.
Classic.
I'm dead serious.
I was really hoping to get on the golf course this weekend. It was supposed to be like 70 and now it's going to snow. So
Yeah, a
here we
couple
are.
more weeks.
We're hopping in. It's our weekly recap show. We got some things to talk about. We ran this on Thursday last week, so we're on short week right now. We'll get back to the regular schedule at the tail end of this week. So how was the opening day weekend? Got a lot to talk about with opening day.
Opening day I was not good. Not good at all. But Sunday I wasn't good either, but the other days have been just fine. So nothing to really complain about, but also nothing to write home about either.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not off to a terrible start record wise. I've lost some juiced plays, which have just killed me. 2 games under 500 to start the season, so the reads have kind of been all over the place. They've been like either really good or really bad.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't a couple meltdowns in there, obviously. Like baseball is going to baseball, so it's a long season. So just kind of, I mean, this is my second full MLB season, and last year was a wreck for me. And so just trying to figure some things out. It's still a new sport for me, so looking to make strides this season.
Yeah, it's definitely a sport where you gotta, it's a learned process, right? I mean, baseball's a lot. It's like trying to think of a good way to say it. It's not necessarily just picking winners, right? Like, because you're gonna lose on weird stuff. It's kind of keeping like trying to just mitigate those losses, because they come. Like it's a excuse me, it's a low ROI investment sport. So you just kind of have to have a good strategy onto doing the juice plays. Not usually a good idea. Like baseball, I'll never lay more than 130 for anything, ever. And it's not just because it's like, oh, plus signs are way better. It's just the plus signs over the huge sample size. Like you losing too many juice plays will kill you. So it's kind of like hockey in a sense where like you have a large enough season to where you can lay the juice occasionally, but like you do it too often and you lose, it really, it becomes picking winners that way. But like if you're laying, or if you're just, playing underdogs most of the time, plus 110, plus 120, it just lowers how many picks you need to hit to be profitable. And with how frustrating baseball can be, that's really important. Like if you can hit 48% of your picks and be profitable, that's good enough. So
yeah, I mean anything in the green, really. That's kind of my issue right now. It's like 2 games under 500, but down 5 units. Like I've lost some juiced plays, which have really killed me, especially this early, like starting behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out what I need to look for, and we'll improve as the season goes on. It's a long year.
Yeah, but just take like what you did, and like I am 7-14-1 to start. Like I've been really bad, but I'm down 7 units. You know what I mean? And like you're only 2
I'm
under
9-11.
Yeah, exactly. So like lowering your average risk unit wise is really important with how much volume there is in baseball. Like it's the closest you can get. Yeah, the closest you can get it to 1. Or, on the positive end, right? Like you're taking plus money plays a lot of the time. Because, I mean, it's baseball, right? We've said it multiple times. And you ask anyone who's bet baseball, good teams lose a third of their games at the least. Like the best teams ever lose 40% of their games. So it's like you should be looking for the plus value plays as often as you can. And it's not as easy as just taking a run line either. Sometimes it is, like if you focus on the right teams, but like Dodgers -1.5 or Braves -1.5 isn't a viable long term strategy because one, there's no incentive to win by 2, and 2, most of the time they're not plus money anyways for a lot of those matchups. So like you kind of gotta go against the grain a little bit. Like being a contrarian kind of works in baseball up until the point where like the bad teams just keep losing. Like that's typically June. I've noticed. I scale down in June. That first weekend of June, like I can kind of be an asshole when it comes to betting and doing all the yucky stuff. But after that, it seems like you can't really get away with it anymore. So you just gotta be really selective. But keep your head up. I know I'm going to. It's been frustrating, but
Yeah.
a lot of stupid
Baseball.
ones already. We can get into that in a little bit.
I've laid off of college basketball in the tournament. I just had a really bad stretch down the tail end of the season, and it just wasn't going to be good. Like as soon as conference tournaments hit, it really just spiraled, and I cut the losses and have just enjoyed March Madness from the sidelines, which has been a little different, but I enjoyed it. It's been fun to just
Yeah,
watch with no stake in the game.
I've been betting. Like it hasn't been much better. Like I might have had the worst college basketball season ever, like I've ever had for sure. But I've been kind of treading water, like a little like a yo-yo kind of thing. But like it hasn't been so bad to the point where I'm not enjoying watching the games either. Like most of the days, it's like 2-2 or 2-3, something like that. It's not like big problem. It's something I'm gonna have to work on for next year. Try to make up for this clunker of a season. But talked about it previously, learned a lot. But the games were interesting. Did you watch all of them or no?
Not all of them, but I've watched a good chunk. I actually missed most of the Elite Eight games, but
Mm-hmm.
I score watched on some of them. We kind of went over those last week. I caught the Purdue game. That would have been one that probably lay it. They're on a fucking mission, dude.
Yeah, I
It was
mean,
UConn. UConn has covered every game.
Yeah, I know. I faded them a couple of times. Like, um, I almost got them against Northwestern because I did it live, and I think Northwestern lost by 18 or 17. I had them 16.5. So believe it or not, like I think Northwestern was actually the closest game they played. But yeah, I kind of wised up, like just not fading UConn. Like I did it against San Diego State, and then after that, I was like, okay, we're just not gonna fade them anymore. Find a different angle. The under in the Illinois game was super easy. I mean, Illinois didn't score in the second half until like 9 minutes left or something like that. What was the other game then? At Clemson and Alabama. I got the over, but I did bet on Clemson. That wasn't quite it. What was the next Sunday? That was Saturday night. Sunday
Yeah. Then
was
there was
Duke.
Arizona and
Oh, Arizona and Clemson. I missed both of those. I bet Arizona and the over. But then the other game that night, I think I got both of those. So like that was a 2-2. I don't remember what game it was. Was it Gonzaga and Purdue? They play
yeah,
that?
Purdue thumped
Yeah,
them. So
I got one of those as well. But yeah, Sunday like I've been kind of fading NC State, but like I think I'm done with that too, even though now they're probably gonna lose. But missed both of those, but then I got like Purdue on the spread and the under. So like it's just kind of been washing out for me. One thing I will say, I've been not as good in the NIT this year, which is a little bit disappointing because usually I'm pretty good in those. I'm on Utah and the over tonight, so Indiana State will win 80-70 and book it. Yeah, I mean I've kind of just stopped pressing with the betting on the college basketball side. I'm kind of
that's
just
what I
trying to
did.
enjoy it too. So it's like it's not fun when like you're so bad at betting and you don't enjoy it, like college basketball's fun. Like the tournament's the best,
Yeah.
postseason format in all sports. And yeah, if you can't distance yourself from getting angry about it, it's not fun. Like you don't even want to watch it. So it's like you have a little bit on it. Like if try not to get so worked up on it, but whatever. There's
Disappointing
always
end of the year.
always
Yeah.
next year though.
We'll be back. I got to figure out for me, both years. So second full season of betting college basketball, it's like February. Like February hits and like I go ice cold. It's happened both years. This year I was up a ton. The first year I was like, probably up 5 or 6 units and coughed it all away through March Madness. This year, like I was up 20 something come middle of January and same thing, coughed it all away the entire month of February.
Well,
It
the
was just
thing
that stretch kills me.
sports books catch on too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's part of it. You kind of have to be fluid with your strategy, and that's something I'm usually not good at is adjusting a
Me
little
too.
bit kind of with your style. Like for me, being a little more public brained in basketball would have been a lot better. And it's not so much with the plays I was making, but the spots I was doing them in. And like I was a little better in February just because of that. But then March, it's like either forget or it just gets so crazy and unpredictable that anything goes. But it's kind of like the same strategy with baseball, right? Like just kind of scale down, be super selective. It's kind of the same thing. It's hard because there's just so many games every day and it's so fun. But the same strategy you need to kind of apply to like the books figure it out at the end of the day. That's why they have nice buildings and luxury casinos and nice furniture and all that stuff.
Oh, we do not.
While we don't. Yeah, exactly.
I will say, like, of all I'm the same way. Like, I'm usually pretty stuck in my ways. Like, if something's working, I kind of just ride it into the ground until like I'm just defeated. I will say, like, I scaled down as far as like quantity in the NHL, but I changed up the strategy and it's been working really well over the last couple of weeks. Like, I've really just been hunting like plus money plays over the last month. I'm up 4 units in the last week since we last talked. Spanked the Rangers plus 150 against Colorado. They picked up a shootout win, and Flyers last night was a loss, but overall the reads have been good. Like hit Boston for plus money, hit Washington for plus money last 2 weeks ago, hit the Blue Jackets plus 160 a couple weeks ago. So I've been more selective in hockey and definitely targeting like plus money plays. And it's that time of year too where like the teams that are out of it just win meaningless games. And so
see, that's
I've hit
like
a couple of those.
Yeah, that's the one difference it seems like compared to most other pro sports is like the hockey guys, when they're out of it, they keep playing hard. Like baseball, you can tell like they kind of just mail it in, right? Hockey, you don't see that in hockey. You see it all year in the NBA. Like those guys don't give a shit ever. But in the NHL, that's the one. The effort is always constant. And this time of year, typically, I like to start looking at plus 1.5 a little bit more if that team's out of contention, just because like the good teams will play it a little safer to get that point, especially now, because overtimes you get each team gets a point, like for an overtime loss, or 2 points for a win. The teams that are kind of in the hunt, they need that more than, taking a chance and it blows up in their face with 2 minutes left in the third and they lose. So like you'll see we're going to play it safe, get to overtime, everyone gets a point. That's kind of a viable strategy all year long, but like when there's 10 games left, 8 games left, that's when you're like, okay, we need something here. And then we'll go all out in overtime. So like the plus 1.5 really seems to be like a good look too on those big ones. Like Sunday there was only one hockey game, Vancouver and Anaheim. Anaheim's been horrible like for 2-3 weeks now, like hopelessly horrible. And I didn't make a play in it, but like Anaheim plus 1.5 might have been like plus 175.
It probably was because that line
Yeah,
was
the
2.5.
the duck.
Vancouver
Yeah,
was like minus 600 on the money line.
that's where you take those. It's like there's no incentive to. A lot of time, like, what's your most common hockey score? 5-2, 4-2. You figure 6.5 is your total most of the time. So 4-2, 5-2, 4-3, that range, right? That happens a lot. Like, I mean, some people like to, sprinkle a little bit on exact scores for hockey games just because, like, your possibilities are very limited just based on how hockey's played. +1.5 is a good way to go if you don't really like that dog outright. And it's like +1 set, like +150 on a +1.5. That's almost as good as a money line. You don't need to hit the
Yeah.
280, 300. But like
No.
+1.5 is good. That's like a great bet. And it's a lot less stressful too, especially like if you get that first goal, you're feeling pretty good. But yeah, I've been pretty good at hockey the last couple of weeks. I'm up like 23 units on the season almost. Like I'm having a quiet, good year in hockey.
Yeah, I'm still fighting to finish the year up. I believe I'm up like 2, 3 units on the year, so looking to finish strong in these last couple of weeks. Yeah, I mean, I don't bet volume all that big. I mean, I probably have 3 or 4 bets a week in the NHL, maybe, like, depending on the week. Like, this week I had 5, which was, like, a pretty good
Yeah, it's a
number for
lot
me.
for you.
I usually try to pick one or, like, I look at it every day, and if I like something, it's usually one play, sometimes 2, but usually try to pick one spot a day in hockey.
Yeah, I
Um,
do 1 to 2. I usually
yeah.
do 1 to 2. And if I'm feeling pretty good, I'll like if I have a good conviction like or a good read, I'll do 2. One thing I started doing this week, and it's kind of worked for the most part. Nashville on Saturday did not work. It gave it all back. I've been doing the -1.5 for the dog.
Mm,
Um,
reverse.
before I went home, I hit Ottawa reverse puck line against the Sabres, and they were up 5-0 at the beginning, like at the end of the first. Then Friday, I did the Sabres against the Devils, money line and -1.5. They were like +140, I think. I didn't do it last night. Last night, I bet the Red Wings against the Lightning and the Penguins against the Rangers, and that would have been fat if I did both of those. But I didn't. I didn't do both of those. The Penguins one would have been pretty easy. Until I think the Rangers made it like 3-2 with 5 minutes left, but the Pens ended up winning 5-2. The Red Wings one was a little stressful because that one was pretty tight the whole way until the Red Wings potted 2 at the end of the third. But I'm feeling pretty good about my hockey sides right now, and it's at a good time too. Just with playoffs coming right around the corner, I just got to be a little careful because I was kind of in this position last year, and then playoffs I was awful. Like awful. So I'm gonna have a short leash this year with the playoff betting. Like I'm gonna keep the same strategy, right? Like 1, maybe 2 a day, and then if a couple days go by and it's not working, I'm probably just gonna pull the plug for the year because I'd like to finish this season up. There's like I was so bad in the playoffs last year. Like all of my losses were one from a future. I hammered the Red Wings win total for 10 units last year. That didn't work. I got 5 more on them for this year. I need 4 points in 7 games. So I'm liking where that one's at, but their schedule's a little tough on the way out. Like they play the Habs twice. I think they'll split those. It's like I'm assuming they'll win one of those. So if they could pick up one more win before the last 2 games of the season, I'd be feeling pretty good. But just there's no need to lose it all. Like I had a pretty good
Yeah,
year betting.
especially this
Like
late.
yeah, and it like I was like sometimes I start a little slow. No, I didn't start slow in hockey. Like it was immediately up 10 units. Like I had a really good first week or two. And then I kind of yo-yoed back and forth, but like I don't want to undo it all just because I'm being stubborn, you know.
Yeah. One thing I want to bring up. Good friend of the show, Big Tuna Bets, put this tweet in a group chat today. And I don't know if you saw this, but there's this conspiracy theory in Major League Baseball, and I'm not necessarily convinced that it's a conspiracy anymore. So there's this online store company or whatever you want to call it for the A's that sells all the boycott and sell the team shirts that you see everybody wearing, and like all the folks that are going to the games, like watching the game in the parking lot but not going in. And there was this picture, and there's this picture of 4 guys that were caught wearing wristbands of this company that say like sell the team. And it's a Stewie Ruiz who just got demoted the other day, even though he's hitting over 400 and was first in the American League in stolen bases last year. Brent Rooker, who has really not played at all. There's pictures of him wearing it in press conferences. Christian Pache got traded, and James Caprillion got released. And there's pictures of all of them wearing this stuff, like wearing these wristbands that say like boycott, sell the team.
Well,
And I'm just convinced that it's just the A's doing it because
it could be.
A's.
Well, I was gonna say like maybe with James Caprillion, maybe not because he's
he was the one that I was
he's
like,
not good. I mean, let's be honest.
Like Brent Rooker was an all-star last year.
Yeah, I mean, he had to be.
Honorary all-star.
They had to be. They pick one guy from every team. Like Paul Blackburn
Yeah.
was an all-star 2 years ago. Like, come on, okay.
Polly buckets.
But yeah, but nothing against Brent Rooker. Like he was really good last year for sure for like a young kid. Yeah, he was awesome.
And Ruiz was in his first full season last year, and he swiped 68 bases with like a 240 out. Like he was like a below average hitter, but he still stole 68 bags. And it's
yeah,
like
you get on base. Yeah. Well, it was funny because I was on the Overdue feed today, just kind of looking through, and I saw some guy like tweeting about how maybe this is why he got sent down. It was like, oh, here's a line drive with a 99% catch probability, and he like misreads it, like rolls past him, like the old Nolan Jones play from yesterday. And then there was another one, same thing. It's like, oh, here's a line drive with an 85% catch probability, and then like he lets off the gas and he gives up a single. That 85% one was very generous. Like there's only a few left fielders that would have made that play. But yeah, I don't buy that. I think this is I can get behind the conspiracy about how the A's are, like sandbagging themselves or sabotaging themselves.
Dude, it's crazy.
Sure.
I've never seen anything like it. Like and as somebody who has some monetary incentive on the A's this year, it's really frustrating.
Well, that's on you. That there was there was no need to get behind it. You might be right, but you don't need to be involved.
I got involved, but
yeah, I know.
I just think it's bad for the game. Like you're sending at this point if they continue to not play Brent Rooker, they're actually opting to play essentially 2 outfielders. So they've essentially constructed their roster around this issue to only have 2 outfielders. And then they're like plugging in Ryan Noda in the outfield when they want to. So they're like basically plugging in infielders to play outfield because they don't want Ruiz on the big club, and they're benching Brent Rooker consistently.
Yeah, well, this has happened before, right? It's called Major League, the movie. Like this is literally it. Like that's exactly what happened. I don't see them winning the pennant this year, but that it's basically that. Like the owners want to leave town or whatever, and they're like, well, we'll make it so unwatchable that like they'll have to move us or we'll have to move. I don't know. It's a really weird situation. It seems like the Oakland fan base are all very passionate, yet nobody wants to stay there. Well, I don't think that's kind of out of their control, but like I kind of see both sides of it too. Like you being a professional baseball, football, basketball team there, like I don't know. It's not like a huge market. Like Oakland's, maybe a couple million people. It's not like San Francisco or Los Angeles. It's kind of like San Diego, but like San Diego's a little different just because they have their own thing. Like the Padres are the only team there, and then it's
Yeah.
just college sports, so it's a little different, I guess. But I don't know. It's like it sucks for the fans because like they are passionate. Like Oakland Raider fans are crazy, right? Like among the best in the
Nuts.
NFL. But it's hard to be an A's fan because like they've been very bad for a long time.
Yes.
Like
I
outside of
don't even
the 1 or 2
like
years they made the wild
2016
card. And
ish.
it was a little later than that. I think it was like 2018. Like they made the wild card. I think like when Matt Chapman was still there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was the last time they made it. Like they and that team that was kind of a miracle anyways, but I don't know. It's weird. I can get behind the conspiracy thing just because I've seen Major League a few times, and it's like the exact same thing.
That's such a
Seriously,
good. That didn't even come to mind. That's such a
yeah,
good
it's like exactly the same
comparison.
scenario. Same scenario.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, it's true. Like, I buy it. I buy it 100%. I'm gonna have to get
Mhm.
myself a sell the team shirt for this year just to make up for the fact that they probably will not win 58 games.
Yeah.
That's such a low number. Oh,
Well, yeah. I just don't know why you wanted to watch that joke of an organization.
they've got some. To me,
Yeah.
it was like this team has some fun pieces that I actually like would want to watch,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be one of those teams that I just like tune into here and there and hope for the best. But
They just can't pitch. That was their
no,
deal. They have no pitching like anywhere in it.
no, and they added some arms, and it's still not going well. So
Oh,
maybe they catch a win tonight against the Red Sox. They got Alex Wood rolling, although the Red Sox pitching looks absolutely ridiculous. And the books are
yeah.
giving out these really short lines in that Red Sox Oakland series. It was like minus 130 yesterday on the money
Mhm.
line, and they won like 8-2. They stomped them,
Yeah.
and
Well,
today they're
they're not supposed to be that good either.
no, I think they're fool's gold, but the pitching looks ridiculous for them right now. So good for them.
Yeah.
You got any plays for the day?
I'm still looking. I baseball side, I do like the Royals today. Um, I think last night the Royals should have won. It was a little fluky how they didn't.
100% should have.
Um, that's kind of where I've been basing some of the plays so far this season, just because like I haven't been really good to start. So it's like maybe I can find an angle here somewhere, here, there, or anywhere. I guess I don't know. I've been trying to just like find teams that like really piss a lot of people off and like buy them again. Um, like I think I got the Rays on Saturday. Friday or Saturday, I got the Rays. Kind of, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like everyone
we were
kind of
both
liked
on
them
that
the day
one.
before. Yeah, everyone liked them the day
Yeah,
before, and they pissed everybody off the next day. I do like them, the Royals. I didn't lock anything in yet. I think I might do the Nats again too. They had some
that was
fight.
unfortunate.
Yeah, they had some fight yesterday, but they're not good. So
That
like I'm
bullpen is
kind of
so bad.
yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about that one. Trying to think if there was one more. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. Let me pull it up real quick. I was looking at maybe the Blue Jays, but then again, it's like I don't know if the Astros have been so bad, and like I could see the Astros just ripping off a sweep here. Excuse me, but yeah, Royals for sure. Maybe the Marlins. They got to win eventually too. Um, maybe the Blue Jays.
That's why I was looking
And
at the Mets today. I was looking at the Mets today
yeah,
for that.
same
Like, they gotta
thing.
win at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah, same thing. Like I bet the Tigers last night in that game. I got pretty lucky that the Tigers threw up a 5 spot in the 10th
Yeah,
because it was
but
0-0 going
that's
into
another one I like
extras.
today. Especially they face Scooble tomorrow for Detroit, so they're not winning tomorrow. So I figure if
No,
they're gonna
I don't
even
know.
try to, Well, true. I don't know that for
I'd
fact,
say
but
that. Yeah.
one can predict that they probably will not win tomorrow with Scooble on the mound. So I like them today to avoid a sweep, or else they're probably going to start 0-6. I'm on the Padres tonight, fading good old Miles Michaelis.
Yeah, I think that's a
My
good
arch
look
nemesis.
too. I kind of like the Giants tonight too.
They've been pretty good to me. I'm like 1-1 betting them this year. They're just inconsistent. I don't know
The
what the
only
pitching
yeah,
matchup is in that.
the only it's undecided for the
Oh, Webb.
Dodgers.
Well, it's
Yeah,
Logan
it's
Webb
Logan
going
Webb.
third.
Yeah.
It was a matchup nightmare, especially in a night game in LA. That might be a good underlook. I was
Yeah,
looking at the.
haven't been good at totals.
I was good at totals last year. I haven't really gotten into them. I think I've bet 2 so far, and they've both lost. I'm looking at probably honestly that under might be one I look at, but scary to do a Dodgers under because you never know. Let the Toronto and Astros under. I think both those. Houston hasn't been playing great, and Toronto's offense has looked piss poor. So that's another one I'm looking at. And then I'm on the Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen against the Yankees. Yankees got to lose eventually. Think it's tonight. I think it's a good spot for the Snakes. But that's my. I just got Padres D-backs right now. Looking to add a third. Not sure what it's going to be yet.
Yeah, I don't love this board today. Probably won't.
No,
do
I
a
didn't either.
total. Probably won't do a total. I might get on the Twins though.
I have got. We were talking about that game off recording pre-show. That game is giving me fits. I was looking at it all day, and I don't know. I think I'm just going to stay away. Maybe the under, but I would lean that or the Twins, but I don't think I want to play anything there.
Yeah, maybe the Rangers. Maybe the Rangers.
They ate my lunch yesterday. They destroyed. I was on the Rays yesterday, and they smoked them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like it's something so simple, like let's not fade or let's not back a team that wins the day before. Like I just don't find myself doing it all that much, and it's certainly not outside the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? Teams win 2 games in a row all the time. Like if you play a 3-game series, chances are they are going to win 2 games in a row. It's just like I don't find myself going back to them the next day for whatever reason. Like I don't typically ride a team.
I do the same. If I miss game one, like if I bet on game one of a series, I probably avoid that series the rest of the time unless there's something I really like in the next 2 games. But like I kind of do the same. I tend to bet different series every day, if that makes sense. I don't know if you do this.
Yeah, no, I follow. I'll typically be more eager to jump in again if I miss the first one. Like if I hit the bet, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna force it. But like, it's like a good chance to like if they lose, I'd bet on that same team again if they're like in a similar spot.
Yeah.
But totals, like that's a good way to look at totals, right? Like you know how like sometimes, what game was that? I think I bet on the under in a Cardinals Brewer game over the summer last year. It was like 17-2 over 9, and then like the next day it was over 8.5. So it's like that's one where it's really telling, right? Okay, they just scored 18 runs in the game. Take the under again, ride that one back. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been very good. You probably shouldn't listen to what I do quite yet, but
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah,
I'm not getting reverse swept, which is like good. Like I'm not having any days that are just like horrendous. Like, but I'm not having a lot of good days either. So
no, I mean, I think last night was a good momentum builder. Like yesterday was a little unfortunate for me. I had 5
I know we were
plays
both on the
yesterday.
Nats.
Yeah, we were both on. Well, you had first 5. I had full game, which it was like the same story. But I was whining about the White Sox Braves under, which was super unfortunate yesterday. Austin Riley hit a rain delay home run 2 pitches into the next at bat. The White Sox probably left the same pitcher out there because they're stupid. They probably just didn't even get somebody else for him. I don't know. But that was unfortunate. That push though, I didn't lose that one, so it's hard to be too angry. And Nats was a bad bet. The no hit Blue Jays was a real bad bet. But then like I hit the Tigers, I hit the Mariners on the money line, but I did a reverse run line, and that didn't. Like Josh Naylor hit a meaningless home run in the 8th inning, so that was stupid. But I got a little aggressive, but that's okay. Well, I think I was down like less than a unit. I wasn't. I was like 2-2-1, or 2-3-1.
Yeah, that's about what I was. I was 2-2, just to hit a nice little prop play. I'm looking at the Mariners again, honestly. Bieber and Castillo throwing. Might be a decent.
That's an underlook, I think.
That's what I was gonna say. The total's at 7.
That's low. Yeah, that's
like,
an underlook. That means those.
But that's kind of what it. That's what it looked like a lot last year with the Mariners at home. It seemed like a lot of their totals were 7, especially with Castillo and Kirby on the mound. It seemed like every game was like 7 or 7.5. Cleveland's offense looks a lot better than last year, or else I would say like that might be a really good look, but they look a lot better. Seattle's offense has yet to do anything productive yet, so I don't really know what to make of
Yeah,
them. Small sample size, so
yeah, they had 5 last. They're still striking out a lot though.
yeah,
A lot.
and the Guardians do not strike out a lot, which is the one thing that they, although the offensive issues they had last year, that's the one thing they didn't do. They never strike out. Might be a good look though. I'm looking for some action in that game. That was one I had circled.
Yeah, I like baseball unders better than overs most of the time, just because like over 7 looks so easy, and it's especially this time of year where pitchers seem to have the advantage a little bit more most of the time. It's like there's nothing wrong with an under 7. And like they just scored 9 runs last night. Like it would seem very obvious to be like, oh, they'll get 7. They scored 9. I don't know. That's kind of how my brain works when finding them. You know,
So I
being
feel
a
about
contrarian too.
The Sox and A's. I was looking at that under as well. Sox scored all the runs yesterday. So.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with the A's. Like I really don't. Like, did they get swept by Cleveland?
No, they stole one.
Okay, well, like I figured every line was like a bet on the A's line, and you would have been.
That's
really
how they've been in this series too. Every single the A's lines have been like really, really short. They were like plus 120. The one game they won, they were even, but they've been like plus 120, plus 130 in every game so far this year, except for maybe opening day against Bieber. But
yeah,
it seems like it's
short
all
too.
lines.
That was like plus 140. That wasn't like a huge number for the Guardians either.
Yeah,
like I pick my spots with them. I don't get too aggressive with them. They're bad.
Very bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the White Sox today, but I know that that's just gonna make me really sad. But I mean, if they're gonna win a game in this series, it's today with Crochet on the mound. He looked awesome last week. I just don't know what he's gonna give you distance wise. So I was looking at it. Probably won't bet it. Not really.
You might. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they like covered.
Yeah, I was looking at that. The plus 1.5 for them was plus 120. At least this morning it was. I don't know what it is now.
That might not be a bad look, but the only thing is, it's like they're a bigger dog today than they were yesterday.
Yeah, and they got blanked yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if they were a little shorter today, I feel like that might be a good look today. But there's just no reason. Like they just don't care. Like the guys on the team like do not care. Like Luis Robert could be like the best center fielder in baseball if he like cared. And maybe that's just his personality. Maybe he's just a super nonchalant guy. But like I've been to a couple of White Sox games where like you see him in the outfield, everything is so effortless, and then like he'll just jog to a fly ball, and then all of a sudden it lands and it's over his head and it bounces over the wall for a double. Guy just doesn't care. But he's really good for not caring. Like, imagine how good he'd be
Yes.
if he put some visible effort in. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. This slate kind of has me in a pretzel. I think I'm going to be a little more hockey
That's
focused tonight. I'm not. I don't
yeah,
love
that's
this
where I
one
was
too
looking
much.
at. I don't have anything locked in hockey right now.
Yeah, let's
The
talk
look I
about
want
hockey.
to the one I want to go for that
Hang
I'm
on. Let me
probably going to
nab.
lock is what's
Go
up?
ahead. I was going to nab
Oh,
the Twins real quick, but go ahead. I can
is
listen.
the Predators like -108 I'm seeing against the Bruins at home. That's
They're in
one of my
Nashville.
looks today in Nashville. Yeah.
Okay. Might be good eyes.
I was looking there. I think I had one more I liked. That's the one I'm probably gonna play. Maybe Ottawa against the Wild.
Um, that one had my eye. I had my eye on that one, but I'm not sure if I remember exactly why I liked it. Um, yeah, I'm gonna pass on the Brewers Twins.
Yeah, that's how I felt about that too. I
Yeah,
was like,
I'm not gonna do that.
didn't see enough.
Okay, but hockey. I know I have something I like in hockey. Um, can tell you I already like. Well, see, like if the Panthers didn't get smoked yesterday, I feel like I'd like Montreal today. I might take a little flyer on the Canadians, maybe +1.5. Bobrovsky's been bad, but Bobrovsky probably won't play today, so I'll think about that one. Sabres, no thanks. Penguins, no thanks. Huge number for the Islanders.
Yeah, I saw that.
They
They
played
played yesterday,
last night.
didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably like Islanders -2.5. But I don't play minus puck lines, so that won't be on that one. Kind of like same thing with Calgary, big number against the Ducks, and everyone's on the Ducks. Kind of like the Canucks.
I was looking that way too. Just short dog against Vegas.
Yeah, kind of like the Nucks.
They've kind of fell off in the back half of the year. They haven't been as good.
No, but I mean that team's looking forward to postseason hockey. I'd have
That's
to
true.
imagine.
This should be a big game standing wise, though, shouldn't it?
Yeah, because the Canucks are kind of good too. I mean, they're probably fighting for that Pacific Division there. So
Yeah, it's got to be close. Canucks are in first in the division with 100 points. The Knights are in third with 90.
yeah, they're probably out of reach realistically.
How many games left? 8, right?
Yeah, it's 5 to 10. I mean, everyone's a little
Yeah.
different because the schedule's staggered, but
Yeah.
ballpark, yeah, probably like 6 to 10, somewhere in there. I kind of like the Canucks. The Knights seem to be getting a lot of the action.
That's what I saw
lied.
too.
I lied. I don't really like this slate that much either. If there was a team I'd go back to again, well, see, the Penguins just beat the Rangers.
They scored a lot of
last-
goals.
Yeah, they
That
scored
was a
5.
crazy game. There was like 4 goals in one of the periods.
Yeah, in the third, it was 2-0 like the whole way. Or two, yeah, I think it was 2-0 at the end of 2, and it ended 5-2. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Montreal, but like Florida playing on a back-to-back is a little obvious to me, anyways.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like the Wild, but I don't like fading Ottawa because Ottawa's always a pain in the ass when they like are eliminated from playoff contention.
Because they'll still come out and score like 4 goals a game, like they've done all year, but they've got what, like
Then yeah, the variable is
50
how many are they
something
going to
points
give
this
up
year.
today? Yeah, it's like how many
Yeah.
goals is our goalie going to let in today? That's pretty much
They've
it.
got
It seems like they're good for like 3 every game.
Yeah. I know a lot of people benefited this year of just like not taking sides with them, but just taking their team total during the games. And I think that
Yeah,
was actually a really good bet for them all season.
yeah, I
The
bet
offense was
them.
good.
Yeah, I bet them a lot last year, and I didn't this as much this year. The team that's been really good to me though has been like the Capitals. Like they were really bad for me to start, but then like I seem to pick them in the good spots. It's been really nice. Detroit, I bet on Detroit a lot. They're like so.
Is that over gonna? What did you take that at? The points
85 and a half. They have
are 82.
82. Yeah, and they've got what,
Coming
7
down to the
games
wire
left.
again. Yeah.
Well, it was better than last year where I needed them to win out against like the Hurricanes, the Stars, the Rangers, and the Lightning. I was like, that's stupid. That's not happening. So I need them to go like 1-5 and well, they got 7 left or 8 left.
I'm not sure how many they have
I
left.
think they have 7 left. So I need to go like 2-5 or
They've played 75 games, so whatever that math is.
yeah, 7 or 8. I don't know. Like sometimes you count the one that 76, 77, 78, 79,
Yeah.
80, 81, 82. Yeah, 7 left. Okay. Long day. Yeah, but like let's see who they have remaining here. When do they play again? Wednesday? No, they play on Friday. No, Thursday. No, it is Friday. They have a little time off. That's good. But like they play the Rangers, the Sabres, the Caps, the Penguins, the Leafs, and the Canadiens twice to end the season. Like they should win 4 of those.
Yeah.
Like they should probably beat the Sabres. It's at home. I'd say they should beat the Penguins on the road, but like that one maybe not. And then they got the Canadiens in back-to-back days. They should win one of those. And like they could beat the Capitals at home. They could beat the Rangers at home. They could win any of those games. Like them beating the Lightning last night was super helpful for me. But they haven't been playing all that well. Like they lost to the Panthers, smoked by the Hurricanes, lost to the Caps in OT, lost to the Predators, beat the Islanders, beat the Blue Jackets, lost to the Penguins, beat the Sabres, lost to the Sabres. Yeah, they've been just really up and down. Like they have not been. They lost like 7 in a row at one point, like late February, early March. They haven't been very good, but I'm still pretty confident in that future. It would have to be like, oh shit, they need to beat the Canadiens twice. But they get to like I could see like them. Worst case, I could see them going like 1-3-2 or like 1-4-2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like win one of those games and take them to overtime. If they go to overtime, one of them, I'd be feeling really good. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I don't have much else on the hockey slate. I think Nashville's probably going to be what I play. You already mentioned your college basketball play. You're on Utah tonight against the old Sycamores of Indiana State.
Yeah, I'm scared. I did the over too. Utah's been really good in the NIT. Indiana State's been really good all year. But I think I'll get one of those. Like Utah's a little short to me, like 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking I'm just gonna do the opposites on the second game because like I have the luxury of waiting until that NIT game's done. So like I have this conviction where like if there's a 2-game slate where the numbers are similar, like if they're staggered slates, one does one thing, the other game does the opposite. So like in my head, like if I go 2-0 on this first slate, it's gonna be Utah, Seton Hall, over under, like that. But if I miss it, I'll probably just run the same things back. It works sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. I feel like it's typically like that when the numbers are relatively the same. Like Seton Hall's 4.5 point favorite. The total's lower, but the totals are moving in the opposite direction, of which I like I'm kind of fading the steam that way. But I guess we'll just see how that first one goes. If I go 0-2, I might just be like, I'm done. Just be done.
Yeah, MLB picks will drop in probably the next 30 minutes or so. I'm finally finalizing up my card. You got anything else on today's slate?
I don't think so. I mean, the slate's kind of yucky. I'll look at the NBA and find one pick to give away. I'll have the baseball ones up soon too. That way you can actually post mine, because usually you just post yours, but I'm usually a little late to them anyways. So you'll have something for me too. I promised I'd deliver the hockey ones, but I was so scared to do that one last night I couldn't post them because I thought I was going to look 0-3 in the face. But I'll recap them from last night, and then I'll find one or two to give out. I'm not sure if you're going to do anything. This slate kind of sucks, but I'll
probably have one pick.
Yeah, I'll find something.
Well, that's our show, folks. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at Overdue Sports, overduesports.com. Be sure to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these. We're loving running down sports. It's a lot more fun to talk about it than write about it, if you want me to be honest with you.
Yeah, you can tell I haven't been writing as much.
Yeah, we'll get back into that as well in the coming week. We've got some stuff planned for the next couple of days. Yeah, like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, hit the little bell thing there so you always know when we're posting. And we are out of here.
I'm molded in these blueprints. Same place you parked your car. And you were always out to get me. Back then we would play too hard. Lost in my back pocket.